So, sixth grade Spanish. Bienvenidos, welcome back. This is a quick introduction, PowerPoint and video to distance learning. So let's get started. Let's first take a look at where we left off before we left on vacation. We studied a grammar concept and some vocabulary. So the grammar concept that we studied was conjugating regular verbs, AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. As you may recall, your AR verb endings include o, as, a, amos, ais, an. That's the yo form, tú form, él, ella, usted form, nosotros form, vosotros form, ellos, ellas, ustedes form. ER verbs. Endings are o, es, e, amos, eis, en. IR verbs. Endings are similar to ER verb endings, but the nosotros and vosotros forms change. The endings are o, es, e, emos, is, en. Sorry, I'm giggling in the middle of this presentation, but my dog is being a goofball, so you can do with that what you may, but I'm getting a little distracted. Sorry, guys. So anyways, those are the conjugations that we studied before we left. And then we also, as you remember, studied las comidas, foods, y las bebidas, drinks. So, practicamos ahora. Let's practice. I want you to rewrite the first two sentences in English and the second two sentences in Spanish. I'm going to give you about a minute to do this, but if you think that you're going to need more time, please press pause and feel free to go back and retrieve your conjugations from the back of your brain, or maybe even from inside of Google Classroom, where we have those awesome resources, vocabulary lists, and tutorial videos on how to conjugate verbs. But right now I'll give you a minute. Feel free, like I said, to pause and write down your answers. And then we will go over them together. So you will need a pen and paper for this. So you have about 30 more seconds. But remember, you're rewriting those first two sentences in English and then the second two sentences in Spanish. Now, don't be too hard on yourself. It's been a while since we've done Spanish. You don't have to get these done perfectly. It's okay to make mistakes. We will review these answers in a minute, or in a few seconds. Okay, so like I said, if you need more time, go ahead and pause, but I'm going to go over the answers now. Marco come las patatas fritas significa en inglés, Marco is eating French fries. ¿Ustedes comen yogur para el desayuno? Significa en inglés, do you all eat yogurt for breakfast? Now remember, with the present tense, we can translate in two ways. So for the first one, if you wrote Marco eats French fries, that is also correct. And for the second one, if you wrote, are you all eating yogurt for breakfast? That is also correct. The present tense translates to what someone is doing or what someone does regularly. On to the next one. I am drinking black coffee. Now, black coffee was one of those new words that we learned when we were doing the In Pursuit of Proficiency reading. So you might remember that se dice en español, yo bebo un café solo. Finally, we are not eating dinner in a restaurant because that would go against the social distancing rules. Nosotros no comemos la cena en un restaurante. Okay, let's move on. Now that we have practiced a little bit of our ER verbs and also some of our vocabulary, let's talk about how distance learning is going to work in Spanish. Las actividades y las tareas, which means activities and homework assignments. Las actividades y las tareas will be posted in Google Classroom at the start of cada día. Las actividades y las tareas are going to be posted in Google Classroom at the start of every day. Cada día means every day. Las actividades y las tareas will have due dates and times, so be sure to complete them on schedule. That's really important. We want to stay on track and on the same pace, or we want to go the same pace together as a class. I don't want anyone falling behind. Las actividades will not be graded formally and will include tasks that will help you improve your Spanish, like viewing a lesson or video online while taking notes, listening to a song, or watching a movie in Spanish, completing vocabulary or grammar exercises, and so on. Las tareas will be graded formally and will include assignments such as recording yourself, discussing a particular topic, or writing a short paragraph in Spanish. Horas de oficina todos los días. So that refers to office hours every day. Mis horas de oficina, my office hours, are from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. todos los días de la semana, every day of the week. Mis horas de oficina are the times of day when I will be available on Zoom. I will provide the Zoom link on your Google Classroom page at the beginning of my office hours each day. There may be multiple students in my Zoom office, quote unquote, at one time, so I will answer questions and chat with students on a first come, first served basis. Even if you don't have a specific question and just want to sit in my Zoom office while quietly completing your Spanish work, that's fine with me. That way, if a question arises, you can raise your virtual hand. If you or I feel that we need to set up an uninterrupted one-on-one Zoom meeting outside of my office hours, that is an option as well. For now, we'll try to stick with my office hours and see how that works and try to fit everybody in during those times. But again, if that's not working and you feel like you need some one-on-one time with me, I'm happy to accommodate. I will check my email periodically throughout the day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is our normal school day schedule. So please know that you may reach out to me at any time. Pruebas, proyectos y materiales. All pruebas, which are quizzes, will be announced at least 3 to 4 days in advance. I will not surprise you with pop quizzes, I promise. All proyectos will be assigned at least 5 to 6 days in advance. Proyectos are projects, in case you hadn't guessed. Guidelines and rubrics will be provided. The only materiales that you will need are a device, a place to store new notes and exercises, and most importantly, your brain. Do not worry if your interactive notebook and binder are in your locker at school. I will provide you with everything that you need on Google Classroom. If you would like digital copies of materiales pertaining to a specific topic that we have covered in class already this year, please send me an email and I will get those to you ASAP, as I do realize that we don't have all of our materials at home in front of us. Well, that's all for now, kids. Your only assignment for today, Thursday, March 26th, is to review your AR, ER, and IR verb videos and Quizlets in Google Classroom. Those are the ones that we have already done before. This is a review. If you do not have your binder at home with you, which I know that a lot of you don't, take new notes as you go so that you have them handy. Then review your comidas y bebidas Quizlet. That was already also on our Google Classroom from before vacation. You will have a new assignment tomorrow that will require you to have all of this information, your AR, ER, and IR verbs, and your comidas y bebidas fresh in your mind. So the idea today is to get yourself reorganized with new notes on AR, ER, and IR verbs using the tutorial videos that are online and the Quizlets. And it's also a day to review your vocabulary on comidas y bebidas, to really just feel confident and settled in the material that we were working on right before we left for vacation, so we can pick up right where we left off and just keep on moving forward and learning lots of new Spanish. If you have any other questions, please email me at ctomasino@gus.org. Make sure you get the spelling right, 2 M's, 1 S. And that's all, so hasta mañana.